Hi, I'm Tegan from Thomastown Library's Textiles and Craft Makerspace. Welcome to week 1 of Summer Reading Family's Makerspace activity. Today we are doing felt donuts. So, have you all got your click and collect kit? Inside your kit, you should have received some fluff, your instructions, your template, your felt donut template, which has, if I can get it open, your template for your donut and your icing, some felt that you can use to cut out for your donuts, and some felt for your icing, and some beading for decorations. All you need to add now is some thread from home and a sewing needle and some scissors for cutting out. So, step 1 is cut out your template from the piece of paper, like this. And so you want your template to look like this. Once you have it cut out, you need to trace it onto a piece of fabric, the piece of fabric that we've given you. So, cut it, trace it out. And you will end up with a donut looking like this. The easiest way to cut the circle part, the middle circle, is fold it in half like that and do a little cut. Not a big cut, just a little one, so it's like that. So it allows your scissors to get in. And then you want to bring your scissors in the middle, so you want to cut it a bit like, so it's a bit like a cross, and then same way again, in the middle again. So we now have a peekaboo shape. I'll open it up for you guys. So you see, peekaboo shape. That allows you to easily get your scissors into that shape, and now guide your scissors around nice and slowly into that inner circle. So you cut all around that inner circle. And that's it. That's your inner circle cut. Follow that outer circle and do the same thing with your icing. Don't worry too much if your icing outside of shape isn't quite the same as the template. All that really matters is just that this inner circle is the same. Now for step 2. Step 2. Now we are going to sew our layers together, but just the inner layers. So if you have any texture on the outside, it's best to kind of place them on the inside, so that way you can't see them as much when you start to sew. Thread yourself your sewing thread onto a needle and get ready to start. It's best to start from the bottom in, that way you don't see your threads, your dangly threads coming out. You can also do your face or add your beadings onto your icing at this stage as well, because we haven't yet tucked that part in. So this is all good part to do all your decorating for your icing at this stage rather than at the end. And yes, my cat is now here. So we start sewing. When you're at the end of sewing your circle, you want to bring it back in and you want to tie it off. So bring it back to your last point you sewed. Can kind of, and what you kind of want to do is do a bit of a knot, like when you tie your shoelaces together. So doing a loop through, hang on, I'll get my fingers out of the way, and then pull it through like that. That'll tighten it. You can do the same again. And try to get it as close to it as possible. It may take a couple of times to do this. It's kind of tricky for people who are like experts at sewing. They're really good at this. Once you're finished, cut off your loose ends, cut off all your threads. Now you have that all sewn. It's pretty neat and tidy enough. Now you need to repeat the same thing all around the outside. Leave this loose for the moment. Don't worry about your icing. Step 3, we just need to do our donut case, and we need to leave a gap. So we need about a space so that way we can put our filling into it. So rethread your needle with more thread and get sewing. Once you've sewn all around the outside and left a gap, now it's time to put your stuffing into it. So grab your stuffing, get into little pieces, and put it in. You can use something like a pen to maybe help with pushing it down the back, or a chopstick, something long if you're struggling to get it in. And just keep stuffing it until it's as full as you would like it to be. Once you've finished stuffing your donut, it's time just to sew up the closing. Once your donut is completely full, massage the felt around a bit so that way it's a bit more evenly spread. You might have some little lumps whereby it's not quite as padded as you might like. Once you're happy with it being all padded out, now it's time to place your icing around. Again, at this point, if you haven't finished decorating, this would be the time whereby you add your beads to it, do some extra decorating to your icing before we fix the icing down in place. To fix your icing in place, again, we just want to gently sew it, and we just want to do some light sewing. We're not going to go as heavy into our sewing as we did before. And we're just going to do some light tuck sewing. So see how we just tucked it in under like that, and we go again. Just going to go under, under and in. Once you've finished sewing, that is the end result of your felt donut, albeit with a lot more sparkles hopefully than mine. Hope you enjoyed today's session, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.